Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat is on back order, and it's time to start our adventure in Generation 3 of Pokemon with Pokemon Sapphire version. We just finished with Silver yesterday, and we're moving into the next generation with much better graphics, and so many new things are coming into this game. Double battles, abilities become a thing, new attacks, new Pokemon, of course, a whole new adventure. I'm excited to start this. I've been waiting for this for quite some time after getting through the post-game of Silver, and it is time to get moving on into Pokemon Sapphire. So, for those of you that might be new to the channel, let me give you a little bit of background information about myself. My name is Chaz. I'm a Pokemon professor at my local Pokemon League at Heroes Beacon, a comics and collectibles store in my hometown. I've been playing Pokemon ever since the first games came out in North America, so that was 1998, I believe it was. And I've been just going through the adventures ever since. I'm a big fan. I like playing the card game as well. In fact, that's what I'm more of a professor at the Heroes Beacon Pokemon League. And I've been doing videos here on YouTube for about a year and a half now, I think it is. Last March, I think is when I first started uploading. So a little over a year and a half, I think. And over the different videos I've done, I've been doing some Pokemon Wi-Fi battles in Omega Ruby and showcasing Pokemon from my different various collections of the games. Because I'll fully admit, I'm not the kind of person to go out there and be a Pokemon master. I think quality over quantity. You know, a Pokemon master, so to speak, is somebody that will fill out the Pokedex. Me, I want to focus on just a handful of Pokemon in each game and make them as good as they can be. So that is my focus, and you'll see that I'm going to play through that. I'm going to play up to that mindset as I go through Pokemon Sapphire. If you haven't seen the other two games, we have gone through Gen 1 Pokemon Blue. I still have my original cartridge for that. And then we went into Gen 2 Silver, just finished that one up yesterday. And as you see here, it's time for Pokemon Sapphire Game Boy Advance. So, let's just jump right in here. I want to see what's going on. We've seen the intro. Let's go right into the game here. First of all, let's set the options. We're going to set the text speed to fast. Battle scene, of course, the animation we're going to keep on. Battle style, I prefer set. It makes it a little bit more challenging that way. You can't get to switch your Pokemon out just because the opponent, suddenly you knock something out. Oh, they're going to send in, you know, a Charizard. Oh, I could switch out to my Blastoise. Well, nope, you got to wait and do that in battle. So you have a chance to take a hit on the way in. Frame, I'm not that interested in the different frames. I'm just going to leave it as the basic. But let's take a look. I like the look of that one, though. Let's go to the basic type 1, though. How many types are there? Look at all these. All right, 20 different types. Let's just go with the basic type 1. And let's jump in to the Hoenn region. Now, for those of you that do follow all the series thus far, Blue and Silver, I did mention at the end of Silver that I was going to be, you know, getting some cash to get some stat increasing items and boosting some of the stats of my Pokemon. As it turns out, I took all my savings out of my mom, who was saving money for me through the entire game of Silver. What I didn't realize was she was using that money to help pay for the house, and unfortunately, we had to move. Johto, we could no longer afford to stay in Johto, so we have decided to move to Hoenn, which is okay, because at the end of the Johto adventures, things didn't go very good for us in the Johto region, so I'm okay with going to a new region. As we see a new professor here. Hi, sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Birch, but everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor, much like myself at the Pokemon League. This is what we call a Pokemon. It's a new Pokemon in Gen 3. This world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. We humans live alongside Pokemon, at times as friendly playmates, and at times as cooperative workmates. Competitive workmates, that'd be something. And sometimes we band together and battle others like us. But despite our closeness, we don't know everything about Pokemon. In fact, there are many, many secrets surrounding Pokemon. To unravel Pokemon mysteries, I've been undertaking research. That's what I do. And you are? I am a boy, first of all. My name is a new name. Let's go with the basic Chaz of my actual name. And that is that right there. So it's Chaz? Yes, it is. Ah, okay. You're Chaz, who's moving to my hometown of Littleroot. Yes, because we couldn't afford Johto. I get it now. Alright, are you ready? Your very own adventure is about to unfold. Take courage and leap into the world of Pokemon, where dreams, adventure, and friendships await. Well, I'll be expecting you later. Come see me in my Pokemon lab. The adventure begins in the back of a moving truck. So in these boxes I have all of my collectibles that are bouncing around, and I also have my entire collection of Pokemon. They're resting right now. You'll see Shelbert, the Squirtle, and Pikachu momentarily, but for the time being, they're going to take a little bit of a rest as we unpack everything. They had a hard time at the end of Johto, so they need some extra recovery time. And it's kind of strange. You come to the new town riding in the back of the moving truck. Chaz, we're here, honey. It must be tiring riding with our things in the moving truck. Well, this is Littleroot Town. How do you like it? This is our new home. It has a quaint feel, but it seems to be an easy place to live, don't you think? And you get your own room, Chaz, much like every other game thus far in the series. Let's go inside. It's my new home, everybody. Yes, and there's a reason we moved here to Littleroot Town, and I'll explain that in a bit. See, Chaz, isn't it nice in here, too? The movers Pokemon do all the work of moving us in and cleaning up after. This is so convenient. We don't have to lift a single finger. Chaz, your room is upstairs. Go check it out, dear. Dad bought you a new clock to mark our move here. Don't forget to set it. And that is why we came here to the Hoenn region in Littleroot Town. My dad lives in the Hoenn region, and he is stacked for cash. As you'll see later, he has a special job here in Kanto, Hoenn, and he's helped get us back on our feet after I blew all that money on carbos and calcium and iron and all that good stuff. But we are here, and we have our moving Pokemon. Machoke is what that should translate to. Be careful, those are my Pokeballs there, buddy. So here we are in my own room. Look at this. I get my own GameCube. A Game Boy Advance is connected to serve as the controller. I get my own TV. Dad might like this program. Better get going. I have my own book. Alright, let's check the clock. The clock is stopped. Better set it and start it. So we are currently at 11 a.m. Wait, was I at 11? No. Okay, there's 11 a.m. and we are at 4 minutes. That's good there. 11 a.m., 11:04. Wait, yes, good. Alright, let's do that. Chaz, how do you like your new room? Good, everything's put away neatly. They finished moving everything in downstairs, too. Pokemon movers are so convenient. Oh, you should make sure that everything's all there on your desk. Will do, Mom, will do. Hang on, is this a town map? It is! So we actually see our entire map of Hoenn. We'll be going to all these places over time. It's so cool jumping into this new adventure. Alright, let's check the book, the notebook. Adventure rule number 1, open menu with start. Record your progress with save. All the other pages are blank, so I have no idea. After 2 generations, I have no idea how else to adventure. We're going to withdraw the potion, of course. Unlike in Gen 2, the potion is an optional item you can pick up, but in Gen 2, the aid of Professor Elm gives it to you automatically. So, anyway, that's all there is for the room for the time being. I do believe you can decorate this later on, but I can't recall. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Chaz, come quickly! What's going on, Mom? Look, it's Petalburg Gym. Maybe Dad will be on. We brought you this report from in front of Petalburg Gym. Oh, it's over. I think Dad was on, but we missed him. Too bad. Oh yes, one of Dad's friends lives in town. Professor Birch is his name. He lives right next door, so you should go over and introduce yourself. Will do, Mom. Alright, so we are here in Littleroot Town. And as always, we get a nice signboard indicating our home. And we have the lab down below. Talk to me, sir. If you use a PC, you can store items and Pokemon. The power of science is staggering. Professor Birch spends days in his lab studying, then he'll suddenly go out in the wild and do more research. When does Professor Birch spend time at home? I thought you were going to say, when does he actually sleep? A town that can't be shaded by any hue. Wait, a town that can't be shaded any hue. Littleroot Town. Do you think that's sort of foreshadowing to the fact that the towns in this game don't exactly follow the color scheme that the previous 2 generations do? Can't be shaded by any hue, really. So, as I go into here, before I jump into the lab, I am going to say, first of all, this is the lab, of course, Professor Birch's Pokemon... Was I going to say Professor Birch's Pokemon Lab? Ignore that even happened. But, I will mention, I'm going to do something similar to what I did in Silver for this playthrough. The main intention of this is to recreate the adventures that I had back in my original Sapphire game on the Game Boy. collecting the Pokemon that I have added into my collection over the years. And if you guys have been watching the channel for a while and you saw some of the Wi-Fi battles that I do, then you know some of the Pokemon that I'll be getting. And the main idea for this series is to try to build a connection with my Pokemon and the viewers out there, because my Pokemon are important and special to me. I've been training them ever since, you know, the Game Boy Advance, in particular in Sapphire. And I was thinking about this a while back. Technically, I'm sure some of the Pokemon that I have in my current Omega Ruby game, which is my current game that I play, they're probably older than some of the viewers out there, which is kind of mind-blowing. But when did this game first come out? 2003, I think it was? Maybe even earlier than that, but anyway, my Pokemon have been around since whenever this game came out, and I'm sure some of the viewers out there might have been born later than that, so it's kind of cool that some of the Pokemon are older than the viewers out there, and the idea is I want to try to make these guys important to you as they are important to me, so that's the main intention of this. I'll be adding into my collection the same Pokemon I caught back in my original Sapphire playthrough and adding them into the team so you can see the adventures they've been on. But as I did with Silver, for Sapphire, I'm going to be making it a little bit more of an interesting playthrough, not just a basic one. I'm going to be incorporating some style of the Nuzlocke rules. For those of you that might not be familiar with Nuzlocke rules, they are a series of rules and restrictions imposed upon the player, self-imposed upon the player, to make the game more challenging. So there are 3 main rules of a Nuzlocke that everybody should know. The first rule is you can only capture the first Pokemon you encounter on each area that you come to. Each new route, new town, a cave, a forest, anything like that. Only the first Pokemon you encounter can you capture. There's some optional rules of if you see a Pokemon you've already caught, you don't need to catch that, you can try again. But that being said, the idea is to limit how many Pokemon you have access to. Let's say you get to a route later on in the game where there happen to be wild Dragonite. Now, don't know if there's anything like that, but if you find a route like that, you can't just go and capture 6 of these Dragonite and make an unstoppable team, because you're limited to just the first Pokemon you encounter, and it might not even be a Dragonite. So the idea is to restrict how many Pokemon you have access to. I'm not going to be doing that rule in particular. I do have a set in mind of which Pokemon I'm going to be adding, and they're the Pokemon I used to use back in Sapphire. But to add a restriction to it, I am advancing my Pokemon from Sapphire. I keep saying Sapphire. I'm going to be advancing my Pokemon from Silver into Sapphire, and the only new Pokemon other than the handful that I'll be catching anew in the Hoenn region are going to be Pokemon adding from my previous collection. I'm not going to add those Pokemon until my current active team hits the level of the boxed Pokemon from previous generations. So, for example, I have a Jigglypuff named Jiggy who, quite early on in Silver, met his demise at the hands of one of the gym leaders. He's only level 18, so as soon as my current active team hits level 18, I can bring Jiggy out of the PC, add him to the active team as a team member, and go with that. Now, the thing is, if there's a space on the team, I'll be adding them in, but as I catch new Pokemon in Hoenn, I'm going to give priority to them, because they're the ones that I want to show off and, showcase as much as possible. But there might come a time when a space opens up on the team, and I'll explain that in a moment. And if there's an empty space and there's a Pokemon in the PC that is at the proper level, I'll be adding them in to the team, and you'll see how this plays out as we go into the game. The second rule of a Nuzlocke is, I don't know if it's an enforced rule, but I think it's an expected one. You have to nickname every Pokemon you capture, and that's to build a connection between you and that Pokemon. Me, I've already got a connection with all my Pokemon, so that's a rule that I don't need to do, but generally I do nickname my Pokemon anyhow, because I like the connection aspect of it. There's some Pokemon whose species names that I just feel fit better than any name I could come up with. For example, legendary birds Zapdos and Articuno, I didn't nickname them. I do have them in my collection, but I'm already connected to them as it is, so no worries there. The third and possibly the second most important rule of a Nuzlocke style game: if a Pokemon faints for any reason at any point, it is considered dead, and you have to permanently lock it away in your PC, never to be used again, or even go the extra mile and release it from your PC. Now, this is where I have a bit of a difference thing. My Pokemon do not die, alright? My Pokemon are not going to be gone forever from my adventures. However, what I am doing is, like I did in Silver, consider it like a sports star, like basketball or baseball. When they take a serious injury, it can put them out for the season, and they can come back in the next season. That's what I'm doing with this. If my Pokemon faint, I will put them in the PC permanently for this season or game, for example, Sapphire. But as soon as the next game starts up, they will be recovered from their injury, and they'll be able to come into the game on that following playthrough. But for the remainder of Sapphire, they will be permanently boxed and recovering. So they don't die, but for the purposes of losing a Pokemon from the team, they still take that injury. And that's another rule that makes it a bit more of a challenge, because you can't let your Pokemon faint at any time or else you don't get to use them again at all. I am going to be incorporating a 4th rule for my own, I call it Nuzlocke Light, or like a Chazlocke style thing. Every time that I do obtain a gym badge in the game, I have the option to revive one of my injured Pokemon. Now, I can't fully explain why this is, but we came in some issues during Silver in which Pokemon could not be boxed immediately, and I want to avoid spoilers for the Sapphire playthrough, so I can't fully explain why that is, but I'll explain at the end of Sapphire. So if you stick with me through the whole game, you'll understand why I'm bringing back Pokemon that have been injured, and I'm just going to leave it at that for the time being. I think that covers all the 4 rules that I was going to go over, and I think now I've wasted enough time. Professor Birch is waiting for us inside. Let's go talk to our professor and get our Pokemon. Hello, Birch. You look different than you did on the intro screen. Huh? Professor Birch? The professor's away on fieldwork. Ergo, he isn't here. Oh, let me explain what fieldwork is. Is it work in the field? It is to study things in the natural environment, like fields and mountains, instead of a laboratory. The professor isn't one for doing desk work. He's the type of person who would rather go outside and experience things rather than read about them here. Fair enough. Alright, so I guess this was a wasted time. We could have been walking all the way up and found where the professor is at. But let's see what else there is in Littleroot town to check out. This is Professor Birch's house, so we don't even have a rival's house in this one. The professor's our rival, apparently. And a mother figure. Oh, hello. And you are? That's me. Oh, you're Chaz, our new next-door neighbor. Hi. We have a daughter about the same age as you. Our daughter was excited about making a new friend. Our daughter is upstairs, I think. Let's just barge right on in. We already barged in through the front door. Why not? Oh, you got a GameCube, too. Pokemon fully restored. Items ready, and... Huh? Huh? Who are you? Again, that's me. Oh, you're Chaz, so your move was today. I'm May. Glad to meet you. I have this dream of becoming friends with Pokemon all over the world. Like me. Well, not me as in becoming friends with me, but me having the dream to become friends. You get what I'm trying to say. I heard about you, Chaz, from my dad, Professor Birch. I was hoping that you would be nice, Chaz, and that we could be friends. That's possible. Oh, this is silly, isn't it? I've just met you, Chaz. Oh no, I forgot. I was supposed to go help Dad catch some wild Pokemon. Chaz, I'll catch you later. Am I a Pokemon? And wait. That's kind of what I say when I end the videos. I'll catch you next time. You stole my line. Get back here. Give it back. Anyway, we are done here in Littleroot Town. It is time to go. I hear someone shouting down the road here. What should I do? What should we do? Somebody has to go help. Alright. What's going on? Help me! Uh-oh. That's Professor Birch. He looks familiar. There's a strange creature attacking him. Is it an Ultra Beast? Hello, you there. Please help. In my bag, there's a Pokeball. Alright. So this is normally the part where another Pokemon Let's Player on YouTube might end the video with a Choose My Starter episode. I'm not going to be doing that because, as I say, I already know which Pokemon I'm going to be adding into my collection here in the Hoenn region. But let's just take a look at these starters first of all. We have the Wood Gecko Pokemon Trico, the Grass-type starter. For the Fire-type starter, we have the Chick Pokemon Torchic. And as for myself, my tradition is to always choose the Water starter and nickname it something starting with the letter S. That was a tradition that began back with Shelbert the Squirtle in Kanto, and then in Johto with Snapper the Totodile. So here we have our Mudkip, the Mudfish Pokemon. We're going to jump into battle right now and try to save the professor from this random beast that's attacking him. A wild Poochyena. So leading off with our Mudkip, level 5. It's got Tackle and Growl, of course. It's only level 2 Poochyena, so this is going to be pretty easy. Let's save the professor right now. One more does the trick, alright. And no criticals yet to be seen. Awesome. We did end off Silver with a critical hit. And let's see if we can stay away from those as much as possible. Whew. I was in the tall grass studying wild Pokemon when I was jumped. You saved me. Thanks a lot. Oh? Hi, you're Chaz. This is not the place to chat, so come by my Pokemon lab later, okay? And it's suddenly later. So, Chaz, I've heard so much about you from your father. I've heard that you don't even have your own Pokemon yet. But the way you battled earlier, you pulled it off with a Plum, or a Plum, I think that is. I'm not sure. I don't know how to pronounce my own words. What are you talking about? I'm a Pokemon researcher, not a dictionary. I guess you have your father's blood in your veins after all. Oh yes, as thanks for rescuing me, I'd like you to have the Pokemon you used earlier. So I got the Mudkip. Now I find that funny. What if I didn't know what any of these 3 Pokemon were, and I chose something that... What if it really underperformed in that battle? What if I missed a bunch of attacks? What if I got critical hit by the opponent? You don't get to choose afterwards if like, oh, this Pokemon didn't do very well. Can I have a different one? Nope, the one that you chose is the one that you gotta stick with. But I am happy with who I have anyway. While you're at it, why not give a nickname to that Mudkip? Absolutely. As I say, I always nickname them something starting with the letter S. And this Pokemon here is going to be Skippy, the little mud skipper Pokemon. It's too many Skippies. Backspace. There we go. Alright, Skippy the Mudkip. If you work at Pokemon and gain experience, I think you'll make a darn good trainer. My kid May is out on Route 103 studying Pokemon. It might not be a bad idea for you to go see May. What do you think? What should I say? Yeah, what the heck. Great! May should be happy too. Get May to teach you what it means to be a trainer. Will do. But before I head up there, I'm just going to pop back to my house for just a moment. Do I need to heal my Mudkip? I don't think so. I think we should be okay. I'm just going to pop up here for 1 second and just check the computer. And that's good. So now, let's head down and head out to meet May. So now we're ready to go meet May on Route 103. So we take a little bit of training for our new Mudkip, Skippy, as we head up here. And immediately before I can speak and talk to anybody, we get attacked by another new Pokemon here in the region, Zigzagoon at level 3. Well, on Skippy you can do this, go for some basic tackle attacks. And if we need to, we can always just go back to the house and heal up with Mom, because she will give us a nice free heal. Especially now that we've been growled and our tackles are not doing a lot of damage. So it might take some hits along. So that's how we're going to play Sapphire already, is it? Alright then. Okay, you missed, that's fine. Let's see if we can get a knockout here. I do have that potion that I picked up. I can use that if I need to, but I'd rather not wait. I'm not going to waste a potion on this. You know what? One more tackle gets the knockout. Even with that growl, I don't care. We're going to take you down. Go ahead, tackle away. Bring us down pretty low. And I'm not giving that Zigzagoon the satisfaction of a potion. I'm going to talk to this gentleman here, and then we're going to go heal up with Mom. Wild Pokemon will jump out at you in the tall grass. Really? If you want to catch Pokemon, you have to go into the tall grass and search. That is true. Let's go for a quick heal up. How embarrassing is this? I just took one step out of town. I've got attacked by one Pokemon and already... Mom, can you heal up my Pokemon, please? How are you doing, Chaz? You look a little tired. I think you should rest a bit. Yeah, that one Pokemon took a lot out of me. Take care, honey. Alright, moving on. We gotta go meet May by the end of the episode. I just want to see if we can get to the point that we obtain another item in the game. We are back on Route 101, site of our victorious adventure in Sapphire, heading up to Oldale Town. And is it another Zigzagoon that's going to almost destroy us? Nope, another new Pokemon though, Wurmple. Level 2, quick experience, let's do this. Alright, tackle should not be missing this much. I mean, even on the opposing side, they missed one, we missed two already. What is happening in this? I don't know. Anyway, String Shot is going to slow us down, so the Wurmple might be faster now. I don't think Skippy's terribly fast. Nope, but he's fast enough to outspeed on that second turn, or the third turn, following turn, after String Shot, whatever I'm trying to say. We are done. If Pokemon get tired, take them to a Pokemon Center. There's a Pokemon Center in Oldale Town, right close by. So if we get destroyed by another Zigzagoon, then we can just head up this way. And look who it is. Level 2, though. Fortunately, this is not as powerful as that last one. We can get a quick knockout on this. Well, I wouldn't say quick, but we can get a safe knockout on this. We're going to get a level for this as well. Now, a smart thing to do, No, I was going to say, this is the first time you get to train your Pokemon before a rival battle, but actually, no. Silver was the first time you got to do that. But unlike in Gen 1, when you just jump into a battle at level 5 against your rival immediately, you can actually train yourself up a little bit. Get some nice sets. Oh, and Skippy learned Mud Slap, a ground-type attack on our water-type starter. Alright, I'll take it. It's good against electric types, at least. No items over there. Alright, so let's just head up here. And I'm not even going to heal up. I don't really need to. I have something in mind to deal with May. But let's check out the people in Oldale Town. When Pokemon battle, they eventually level up and become stronger, just like Skippy did a moment ago. If the Pokemon with you become stronger, you'll be able to go farther away from here. Absolutely. The higher level wild Pokemon will not be a problem when I hit higher level Pokemon of my own. Hi, I work at a Pokemon Mart. Can I get you to come with me? I didn't say yes. This is a Pokemon Mart. Just look for our blue roof. We sell a variety of goods, including Pokeballs for catching Pokemon. Here, I'd like you to have this as a promotional item. Obtain the potion. I was going to say, if they give me the Pokeballs, the Nuzlocke rules do start, because I didn't mention, but as far as these Nuzlocke rules of the added challenge are concerned, they don't come into effect until you obtain Pokeballs for the first time in the game, because it's not fair to enforce the fact that you cannot, certain rules are restricting you until you have the option to add more Pokemon into your collection. So, until we get Pokeballs, Nuzlocke rules are not in effect. A potion can be used anytime, so it's even more useful than a Pokemon Center in certain situations. Don't know why I gave him that voice, by the way, but I just happened to do so. I want to take a rest, so I'm saving my progress. This is Oldale Town, where things start off scarce. I was going to say scarce, but which is technically, I guess, the way to pronounce it? Probably the incorrect way. Regardless, when a Pokemon battle starts, the one at the left of the list goes out first. So when you get more Pokemon in your party, try switching around the order of your Pokemon. It could give you an advantage. Now, I think I'm pretty set with the Pokemon that I have. Let's just say that. I just discovered the footprints of a rare Pokemon. Wait until I finish sketching them, okay? So we can't go past that person for the time being. We're not going to go to the mart just yet. We can go there later and buy some stuff, but we don't have a lot of money to work with. But we are on Route 103, where we were told to meet up with May. Is she across the water? I can't get over there. My Pokemon is staggeringly tired. I should have brought a potion. Well, I fortunately do have two now. One from the PC and then one from that promotional item. And if we come up here, we see a mysterious young girl hiding in the grass. Let's see. The Pokemon found on Route 103 include... Oh, hi, Chaz! Oh, I see my dad gave you a Pokemon as a gift. Since we're here, let's have a quick battle. I'll give you a taste of what being a trainer is like. Alright, so this is our first official trainer battle in Sapphire. As we are up against Trainer May with one Pokemon. Sends in a Trico. Now, you might have noticed something a moment ago. I stopped off at the computer at my house because Shelbert and Pikachu are with us. Come on in, Shelbert. Let's do this. Let's destroy this Trico. Yes, I got my two main Pokemon from all the generations, Shelbert the Squirtle and Pikachu with me. Let's go for a nice powerful bite attack. Oh, man. Yeah, that's right, of course. The higher level Pokemon will not obey. Let's just give Pikachu a shot in here. I can let somebody faint if I want to. As I said, Nuzlocke rules have not kicked in yet. But we have our two returning members from... You just saw them useful in... I wouldn't say useful, but... Yeah, Pikachu won't obey. And you saw them used in... Oh, there we see. Okay, abilities, as I said, are a thing. Pikachu has the static ability. If the opponent lands a physical hit against him, there's a chance they can get hit with paralysis. And there you have it. They got the paralysis. Now, you saw them used against Trainer Red just yesterday. Didn't manage to pull through. We did kind of decent compared to what I was expecting, though. But anyway, let's just finish it up with our obedient Skippy this Mudkip. Almost spoiled something, but anyway. Trico's paralyzed. Tackle away. So that's probably the only time you're going to see me try to use Pikachu and Shelbert in battle, because, of course, they're not going to obey, and I'm not going to be able to win any battles with them. I mean, if they obey, they can land a hit, but it's not fair to have such a high-level Pokemon in use at this point, but they're here for moral support until we add more team members. Wow, that's great! Chaz, you're pretty good! And got some money for that. I can buy a Pokeball or a potion. I think I know why my dad has an eye out for you now. I mean, you just got that Pokemon, but it already likes you. You might be able to befriend any kind of Pokemon easily. Well, it's time to head back to the lab. Wait for me! So we're going to head back, and I'm going to get one more thing before the end of the episode. Let's just jog down through Oldale Town, or rather, let's just walk down through Oldale Town. We'll be jogging eventually. Chaz, over here! Let's hurry home! And I could hurry even more if I had a certain other item. In fact, I can get 2 items before I end off the episode, just to sort of speed things along, as you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, back to the lab. What do you have to say that? Oh, okay, I can't even walk to the aid right now. Oh, Chaz, hi! I heard you beat May on your first try. That's excellent! Yeah, I kind of, overpowered her with some high-level Pokemon. I mean, they didn't even really fight, though. May's been helping me with my research for a long time. May has an extensive history as a trainer already. Here, Chaz, I ordered this for my research, but I think you should have this Pokedex. Boom! That's one of the things I want to pick up, the Pokedex. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. Sorry, it's a high-tech tool that automatically makes a record of any Pokemon you meet or catch. My kid May goes everywhere with it. Whenever my kid catches a rare Pokemon and records its data in the Pokedex, why, May looks for me while I'm out doing field work and shows me. Oh wow, Chaz, you got a Pokedex too? That's great, just like me. I've got something for you too. And therein begins the Nuzlocke. We do have Pokeballs now. It's fun if you can get a lot of Pokemon. I'm going to look all over the place because I want different Pokemon. If I find any cute Pokemon, I'll catch them with Pokeballs. So she gave us 5, I believe. Yep, 5 Pokeballs. We can start capturing Pokemon immediately. Talk to me, sir. Talk to me, sir. Professor Birch is studying the habitats and distribution of Pokemon. The Professor enjoys May's help too. There's a lot of love there. Alright, let's grab one more item, and then we're going to call it a day. I think we're pretty much over time. Hey, my mom's out here. Wait, Chaz! Chaz, could you introduce yourself to Professor Birch? Oh, what an adorable Pokemon! You got it from Professor Birch, how nice! You're your father's child, alright. You look good together with Pokemon. Here, honey, if you're going out on an adventure, wear these running shoes! They'll put a zip in your step. Alright, let's switch my shoes to the running shoes. Chaz, those shoes came with instructions. Press the B button while wearing these running shoes to run extra fast. Slip on these running shoes and race in the great outdoors. Blank stare. To think that you have your very own Pokemon now. Well, I have over 20. Have you not been with me through the adventures? Actually, you haven't. I've been off adventuring on my own. I've got Pokemon, let's just say that. Your father will be overjoyed, but please be careful. If anything happens, you can come home. Go on, go get them, honey! And I'm gonna go get them at massive speed. Pardon me as I cough around here, but look at this. Just running all over town. But that does bring an end to the adventure for today. I'm gonna save it up here in Littleroot Town. And that's about it for the day. So, next episode we will start going off on our adventure through the Hoenn region. I keep trying to mix up Hoenn and Sinnoh, so if I do that, I apologize in the future. But anyway, going through the Hoenn region, we're going to meet my mysterious father. We've never seen thus far at all in any of the adventures, but he will be coming up at some point. So, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for checking out the first episode of our Sapphire playthrough. Feel free to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you're looking forward to in the future of Sapphire. There is so much coming up, so many things to look forward to. If there's anything in particular you want to see, feel free to let me know what you're looking forward to, and I just want to hear some feedback and get some interaction with you guys in there. Also, there will be a link in the description to a playlist of the one episode, but if you're interested in checking out all the episodes eventually, you know, bookmark that playlist. You'll come back and see all the things as they get uploaded. They get added to the playlist as they're published, so feel free to share this video with a friend, and feel free to throw a like down there if you like the episode, and if you're looking forward to supporting the series and seeing what happens in the future. So many new things coming up. Double battles, abilities, legendary encounters that are not optional. The other ones were optional back in the other games, but this time you're going to see some differences. But I'm sure many of you are out there very familiar with the world of Pokemon. You know what's coming up. Anyway, once again, thank you for checking out the first episode of our Sapphire playthrough. Professor Chaz is signing off. I'll catch you next time.